Hello, Libra, and happy 2021. Oh my goodness, we're done with 2020. Let me tell you, though, that there are upsides to the pressure cooker that you were in. Now, it didn't feel good while you were in it, but let's see where now it's going to be taking you as we advance into this new year. The greatest pressure I feel for a lot of you was the home environment. I could see how that for you, where there was worries about the family, the close ones, family members, your home and foundation, which is what the fourth house represents. It's who you are on the inside, meaning that you might have been processing a lot here internally due to family and family members, the past and so forth, things coming up and whatnot. But this is done. All right, because why? Now that we enter into January, we have Jupiter and Saturn. They have moved into your fifth house. Now, this is one of the greatest, most fun areas of your chart because it's all about self-expression, it's joy, it's creativity, what you love to do when you have your leisure time, right? Hobbies, interest, and so forth, but also children. And romantic energy. So if you're feeling that there has been a lack of being able to have time to express those fun things, you're going to make up for it twice, double, here in 2021. Think about Jupiter being the biggest planet, right? I mean, it is humongous. So it is going to enlighten this part of your chart to make sure that you're going to be happy, bouncy, expressing, all of those things, like feeling that you have wings to fly, and you will feel this straight off the bat come New Year's. Saturn is there, though, and you know, Jupiter expands everything it touches. Saturn restricts things. Think about the rings of Saturn. For it, you might say, well, that's a little damper to have here, you know, when I'm wanting to have fun. But what it's actually doing, though, is trying to keep you sober, safe, grounded, because the joy of this Jupiter might just want you to run off a cliff without thinking consequences if you don't have a parachute. Saturn is going to be your parachute. Saturn also is about what we master. It's the lessons of life karmically that we need to deal with. So Saturn's going to be here for 2.5 years, allowing you time to master this area. And if you are of age, it was here 29 years ago too, so you can go back. What happened? What was the lesson back then? Because here we go again. It's coming back around. Now we're having to deal with it. So if there's anything with children, you will see how that's going to come out. Right? If you're a parent, you know, karmic things can come up with it. But Saturn also allows us to master this area, meaning if you're going into the arts of self-expression, for example, where Jupiter is really wanting you to just have fun, you will learn new ways with Saturn. So, you know, a lot of people will have this feeling of, oh no, I don't want Saturn. Oh no, that's too heavy, right? But if we make friends with Saturn, listen, oh, it will help you. It will support you. It will ground you so that you can really hone in on those skills and master it by the end of this term, 2.5 years, right? But for now, let's just look at the joy factor, because you need to laugh a little bit. Jupiter holds a lot of humor, and you will be laughing. That sense of freedom, I think, is going to be really, really good, especially now. And it holds romantic energy as well, because if we look at where it's been very difficult in so many ways, more than one, look at your 7th house up here. Mars is there, and we're going to talk a lot about Mars now for what 2021 is going to be for you. Mars normally cruises through one area in 6 weeks, through one sign or one house. You, dear Libra, you've had it there, and it's in the opposite sign of your sign, so right there we have an opposition. In the 7th house, this Mars energy, which could be a little feisty, right, is in your one-to-one relationships. You might have felt it very difficult on one-to-one relationships. especially say from summer and throughout the end of the year, because it was retrograding, slowing you down. And maybe your partner has been a little extra fiery or short, or maybe you felt that you came across short. This is frustrated, pent-up energy when it's retrograde, but now it's free. And when we enter into New Year, it's going to be at 27 degrees, Libra. So by January 7th, we're done. We're done. You can call it quits. 6 months of a transit here, right? So this is going to lift your energy too, and we're going to be following Mars's direction throughout 2021, because Mars is our drive, it's our goal, it's our disciplined energy wanting to get to our goals. So from January 7th, you're going to be looking at shared resources, meaning the money that you have with your partner, your significant other, or whether it is your savings, your investments, or commissions, royalties, whatever it is, inheritance, anything that is shared, right? So you're going to be focusing on it. You're going to have 6 weeks to clear that up, to get all your ducks in a row. Tax time, right? You might be very busy doing your taxes, for example. Then from, and that will be from January 7th, I'm sorry, to March 5th. From March 5th, mind you, we're moving into the 9th house, which is a pretty nice place for Mars to be. Why? Because the 9th house has to do with higher education, knowledge, travel, long-distance travel, international travel, and really wanting to be on the move, right? So if you've been feeling that you've been in this lockdown for a while, you might just think, oh, let's make plans. Let's travel to Europe, you know, depending on how all travel restrictions are at the time. And even if you don't start looking for tickets, you can armchair travel. A lot of people do that. Go visit sites online, do the videos, right? And you can sit in the comfort of your home. It doesn't cost you a dime to go anywhere. But yes, for 6 weeks, you will have this energy where you're going to be tapping into knowledge, resource. It's like a preparation period. Why? Because right behind it, when Mars moves into your 10th house here of career, you might have been setting yourself up, preparing to where you want to go when it comes to your career. This will be, let me see, from April 24th to June 11th. So you will have that time to June 11th. So focus on your career to see what you can push forward, what you now can mold. You're taking charge and lead. Mars is always the leader. All right. Try to hold you back when you're on a mission. So, you know, you'll be asking the right questions, maybe having a lot of interviews, you know, or speaking with your supervisor, your boss, of the perspective of where you are today and where possibly you could be moving ahead between now and the next 2 years. Mars only comes here once every 2 years. So make the most out of this month if you're looking out for your own growth, and if they're being quiet, not opening up for a conversation, you might want to be the one to do that. Then from June 11th to July 30th, then you are going to be focusing on your social circles, your circle of friends, Libra. Catching up with them if you've been feeling that COVID has been restricting you way too much, right? From sharing time with your friends, you will feel that now is the time. Let's gather. Let's get to do something together, right? But it's also your online presence, social networking, and so forth. Some of you are really going to find yourself here midsummer wanting to think up a storm. How can you expand this area? Mars is going to give you the focus, the drive to get this portion of your life up and running. So from July 30th, though, then we're looking at a time to rest. This is only because Mars is now in the 12th house. Well, you know, like I said, there's a 2-year cycle, and you're wrapping up this month, these 6 weeks, wrapping up where you've been the last 2 years. So you might feel a little emotionally tired, especially when we know that 2020 was such a hard year, right? You might just feel that, I've been running, I've been doing, you know, been sorting and initiating. Right now, you might just want to veg, you know, do the Netflix binge, whatever floats your boat. But it is a good time to meditate, to reflect. Take a look at where you have been the last 2 years. What did you achieve? What didn't you accomplish? What do you want to accomplish now? While you have the new beginning, which is about to knock on your front door. That is happening here on September 16th. Yes, September 16th. When Mars moves into your first house, crosses the ascendants, it's going to come back out into the world with full force, full speed, and they will see what you have been thinking about, what you've been working on behind the scenes. Now you're ready to present it, right? You were a little quiet there for 6 weeks, but here you are. You're going to be presenting to the world what it is now that your new goal, your new drive for the next 2 years is going to be. Plus, that first house is all about you. It's the I am feeling. What do I want? What do I deserve? What do I desire? Mars is going to be all about you. So it's kind of a me time, but hello, it's like for the most part throughout the year or the 2 years that Mars is out there, it's always busy doing something else, focusing on other people and circumstances. Now is a beautiful time for you to make room for you. What is your desires? This is a time to take action, and put that in place so that you can rebalance. It's in the sign of Libra, your sign. And Libra, it wants balance. Have you been giving too much? Have you been giving too little? That can be the case too. Then you need to rebalance it. So this whole period is about you, your needs and desires, and how that comes across to the partner, which is on the other side of your chart, up on the 7th house, the balance of harmony. So work on that really, really well, because October 31st through December 14th, we will be in your 2nd house. Mars will be. Focusing on what? 2nd house, all being about your income. Money, income. You can focus on this throughout the whole year, of course. People do think their finances, but even though we're thinking, it may not be doing or structuring. It might just be a flighting thought, oh yeah, I need to do this or that. But hey, when you come to this area, it will happen. Mars will not allow you to get through here without getting all your ducks in a row, and catch up with it. This is a great time here at Libra to bring in more money, to attract a larger money flow. And it may also not just bring you money, but you might find yourself spending more money. Remember here, the prior month, you were pretty much thinking of what you want, what you desire, what you need, and so forth. And so here comes the money thing, and you might find yourself out purchasing, spending some money. So money coming in, but money also going out. And then we end up the year from November 13th to 14th. Yes. Throughout the rest of the year, we got 2 weeks. Right there around the time of the holidays. And for it to be in your 3rd house, this is the area of communication. So Mars is going to be very busy under the holiday days, either by short distance traveling. The 3rd house includes our siblings, wanting to see them, spend time. Maybe they will be coming to you. So it's all about getting out of the house, movement and communication. Talking about communication, Mars really wants you to look at what is important for you to express, right? It's going to be feisty. Mars is there. If you've been holding things back or trying to put things aside, it's like, I'm not going to bring that up now. Oh, watch it. It's going to come to the surface, whether you bring it up or the universe will bring it up for you, because Mars is fiery, helping you, giving you that little boom, right? To express those things that are important to you. If you don't express these thoughts, how are the people around you, family, friends, lovers, husbands, wives, how are they going to know what you're really thinking if you're holding back? So this is going to come out, and it's a good thing, because then they know where you're coming from and how they can meet you halfway towards your desires. Remember, you were all about looking at what you need and what you want, and you might have still been a little quiet with it, but oops, here it comes, right? And try to take from it, not just these few weeks where you're going to be expressive, But take from it that what you're expressing right now is going to work for you in the long run. For the next 2 years, you're laying a foundation for the next 2 years of expressing your desires. See how that is magic and how that's going to work for you. And for this reason, this is why I love astrology. We're looking at the long-term trends, not just here today or astrology this week or this month. No, no, no. It's how we program our lives, you know, from month to month, projecting it into the long-term trends and movements of the planets. So, you know, the thing is to go listen to your partner's chart to see where he or she is going to have this beautiful expansion, so you can see how compatible you'll be this year with this beautiful Jupiter, where you're just going to want to have fun and romance and laughter. You're going to be like this beautiful butterfly, and you're already a social butterfly, Libra, right? So this is where you're going to be, but where is he or she going to be expressing this humongous, beautiful release of energy from Jupiter? Then you'll see how you can be compatible, and if it is squaring well, then, you know, then we want to look at that too. And the same thing if you listen to your reading for the moon sign or your rising sign, that will show you 2 other areas of where Jupiter is going to be expanding your life right now. Right now, you know your solar chart is the 5th house, but where is it in your moon reading? You want to get that, and you want to also get your rising sign reading, because that's how you're going to be projecting out to the world, how the world's going to be seeing you, and that, of course, is very, very interesting. This is why we always read the 3 forecasts. So this is pretty much what we have for you this year for 2021. I give you all my blessings for it to be great, and I will see you next month. So in the meanwhile, have a good one now, Libra.